Hi, beauties. I wanted to pop on here to say, please, please don't shame the tools that have gotten you to this point. Instead, add to your toolbox. We all have used strategies to survive. Some of us have disassociated. Some of us have hardened our bodies. Some of us have gotten reactive. I've been mean, probably. Most of us have done all of those things at some point in our lives. We've gained weight to try and protect ourselves. We've worked harder as a strategy of not feeling. We've watched Netflix. We've shut our hearts down. And all of those strategies got you here. They helped you make it through the hardest moments in your life where you were generally helpless, your childhood. You made it. Good job. All of those tools are genuine tools. They may not be the most useful tools anymore, but they aren't things to feel bad or guilty about. They don't make you a bad person. They don't make you inadequate in some way. They don't make you broken. The tools just might be out of date and they might not be the most useful things right now. But when you feel these strategies coming up in your body, if you dismiss them, it's like spitting on a heroine or a hero. It's really disrespecting how they saved your life. So please, the next time that you feel yourself reaching to stuff down, the feelings with food, or you feel yourself reaching to scroll through your phone instead of sitting with your discomfort or your longing or your hunger, honor those strategies. Say thank you. The question isn't, are you doing something bad? The question is, are you actually meeting your real need? Or do you need a different tool? In the same way that if you're going to fix something that needs a screwdriver and you hit it with a hammer, you're not bad. It's just not going to work that well. And really, get off of your own ass. Right? The reason that you're reaching for the tool that you know how to access is because you've learned, like a tree that grows around an obstacle, to reach for the thing closest to actually meeting your real need. Right? Like somebody who uses sex as an addiction, but really what they're longing for is connection and intimacy. Or you watch porn, but really what you long for is to be touched and felt and seen and express yourself. And you have a porn addiction. Are those things bad, dirty, and wrong? No, they're getting as close as you felt up until this point you could get to meeting the real need. It's not about shaming your attempt. It's about asking, is this actually meeting my real need? So take a breath. Because I see, especially in spiritual forums, I see in self-help mediums, this place where we've really divided things into good and bad. And we are kind of doing that self-flagellation, with the whipping of the self. Oh, I did this. Oof, bad. Oof. I should really be reaching for this thing and not that thing. Okay, if you're not able to reach for a tool that's actually going to meet your need, then the question is, what's at risk? Right? What's going to come up if you do that thing instead? The invitation there is to get curious. And it's definitely hard to get curious if you're sitting there beating yourself up. For example, I grew up in a way that felt unsafe physically. And when I moved in with a parent who I had been sexually abused by, I gained a lot of weight. And I remember feeling really angry at my body and really angry at the weight. Like my body was betraying me a second time. Well, my body instinctively was reaching for a strategy to keep myself safe. And when I was able to honor that strategy, when I was able to see, okay, thank you for trying to protect me. Is there a way that I can do this safety differently? Then I was able to let go of that strategy. Where are places in your life where you're shaming the strategy instead of getting curious about, okay, how can I do this differently? Really feeling in, really listening to like, what is the thing I'm trying to get at here? And can I actually meet that need in a different way? But so often we just get angry at ourselves. And it makes the process of actually meeting the need infinitely harder. And it just adds fuel to the fire of I'm bad, I'm dirty, I'm wrong, I'm broken, I'm never going to get the need met. It doesn't work. And in reality, all of the things that you've been practicing to survive will eventually become your superpowers. One of my strategies growing up was to be very hypervigilant. I joke that I can hear a fly batting its wings in Africa. I was the person in the body psychotherapy trainings that would turn around, and I had to have this brought to my attention anytime somebody walked through the door or paper ruffled. Like I was like, and now part of what I do in my practice is I empathically entrain with people to feel into what's happening for them and what's happening in their bodies. And I'm also really using my intuition as a guide for helping to unwrap the people that I work with and bring them back into themselves. I got that superpower by spending so much time feeling unsafe and developing the capacity to read people. Think about strategies that you're using right now that could eventually be superpowers. A lot of the people that I work with who have a tendency to disassociate or be hypervigilant are incredibly intuitive people. When they learn how to wield that superpower and they are able to access different strategies and skill sets to keep themselves safe, right? So they don't only have that one. If you're somebody who has really shut themselves down and you feel numb and you feel disconnected, well, not only does that give you an incredible amount of empathy for seeing other people in that state and understanding what's happening for them, but you've managed to protect all of that goodness, all of that purity in your body. And when you start to melt the ice that's become so hard, you're going to have access to all of that beauty that you've shut down to. And you're going to be able to offer it. If you've lived through a tremendous amount of trauma and you feel safer in danger than you do in situations where other people feel comfortable and safe and connected, you are the person to be around when shit's going down. Right? You are the person, the building is burning. I want to be next to you. I want to walk through the dark streets with you. You have a huge capacity to walk with one foot in the dark and one foot in the light, to really be with the nitty-gritty of life. So please, the next time you feel this moment of frustration, where you can see that you're hurting yourself a little bit with your strategy, you can see that you're doing the thing that you've done a million times, don't hurt yourself further. Just get curious. What's going on? What's a different tool? And if you can't reach for that tool, what is that strategy still trying to help you with? How is it still trying to keep you safe? There's nothing wrong going on. You just don't understand what's happening. All the mystery illnesses that I've had have always unraveled and led me deeper into myself. And all of the things that I've done where I'm like, ugh, have been amazing diagnostic tools. Like when people come to me and they're like, oh my God, I'm doing this thing and I'm so ashamed. I'm like, fantastic. It's like going into a doctor's office and the little thing that was a sniffle is now like a huge, hump on your back. And the doctor's like, great, I know exactly what that is. I didn't know what it was when it was a sniffle, but now I can see the hump on your back and I can definitely help you work with that. Right? Everything is okay. It's just information. It's just your body trying to help you in the best way that it knows how. Just add to the toolbox. Thank the tools that have gotten you to this point and get curious about the gifts that they also provide. And remember, even if you're in the self-help world or the coaching world or all the worlds that I'm a part of or the spiritual world, there is no way to get this right or get this perfect. It is an adventure. And whether somebody reaches enlightenment or you spend your whole life drinking alcohol and scratching your balls in a dark corner, your life still had value and you're still going to die. So in these moments where you're comparing yourself to perfection, can you instead come back to, I want to live a life that feels alive, that feels magnificent, that helps me actually actualize who I am and live as who I am. And that is an unwrapping. It's like the choose your own adventure books. I don't know if you had those when you were a little kid. I used to love them, where I would read them and they would have 3 different ways that the story could end. And I remember when I would choose one ending and I didn't like it, I would choose another one. That's your life. You don't like how something is going? Choose another one. You don't like how that tool is going? Great, get curious about it. Add to your toolbox. But in the meantime, know that you are magnificent. Nothing is wrong. And it's all information. So besitos and abrazos from Spain. Please love yourself. Congratulate yourself. You're doing a great job.